10 after 12, on my way out of Northfield Park, just got changed and raced Merchant Man, a third. Thought he raced okay, I guess. Been off 2 weeks. We trained him up, and I think if I move him down the backstretch, I just didn't trust him. I said, if I move him down the backstretch, he feels like a winner, but if I get stuck out in a log jam 3 deep, who knows? Just stay where I'm at. And he was an okay third. But man, what a busy day I've had, fielding emails from everybody regarding hips and horses. Tomorrow I'll bring you guys videos. I'm going to look at a lot of horses tomorrow at the Sales Pavilion. I'll bring those to you tomorrow. Actually, I want to remember to charge these in external batteries that I've had forever. I hope they stay good. This is like one from 1983 by the looks of it. I know I got another one here somewhere. I'll charge them and take them down with me. Hopefully they'll be good for the day. So I got all the way to the Meadows, raced some horses today, but raced Think of Galaxies. And man, I said to Tim, said, oh, I saw your video. I was worried you were going to, take her off the gate. I said, whoa, baby steps now. We're still even money in the open. I just didn't want to race her on the front. And what was she ever polite with the snake cord on? Oh my God. I made front. I could have been up the quarter in 28 seconds. In every start previous to this, if I had left with her and tried to slam the brakes on, I would have A, shut her air off, or B, been at the half in 54-1. So to get her there, let Dave Pallone go easy and then have her settle and just wait and just kind of stalk him the whole way. She was so good today. An easy winner. We could take her number of places, but you know what? The Meadows is off next week, and she's off next week. That's 4 weeks at least, if not 5 in a row. She's going to take a week off. Yes. Now, she was great. I come over here. I got to watch 5 Fish Species. Mark drove 5 Fish Species. Drove her fantastic. You can't do much. But go out of there and go shopping, as Dave Pallone said. Go shopping. He went out of the 7 hole. It looked like he was looking for a hole in the first turn and decided the one up there looks a little bit better. So he kept going, whacked out the whole mile. Man, she raced great. Just picked off by one of the favorites and held off the favorite for second. I think the second favorite was the winner. Mark was second and the favorite was third, and she raced some kind of good from post 7. Did she ever come a long way in a short period of time, that filly? It's just been a real treat to watch race all summer. Just Megan and Scotty from both of them managing her from the start. And I guess this all goes back also, don't forget who, we had her in Ontario. Mario trained her down. This is a filly that had sore knees, was very underdeveloped, very immature, and did a good job protecting her. When we got her down to New York, Scotty and Megan did a great job managing her and bringing her along. And man, has she ever turned into a nice filly in New York. Second in the Excelsior race, so that would be the grassroots final for New York, finishing second. She raced great. Now, I was busy in Ohio. I went and raced Wallop. What a great mile he was. Now, told you guys we changed his headgear. We wore a bit on him tonight I've never worn on a horse before. One of those spring-loaded bits. For those of you that are horsemen, you may know what I'm talking about. We wore a snake cord on him, and I went to look for, I thought we had a crescendo bit in the barn. I know if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all French. Don't worry about it. A different type of kind of a little more severe bit for his mouth, just to have him relax and just let me control him. We didn't have anything, in Ohio, and I went over to Buck Holler, an old horseman, him and Amy, in the corner of our barn, and just asked him, all good old horsemen, they all have equipment, right, kicking around from the Stone Age, some of them. This obviously is not an old bit, but one that I'd never used on a horse before. We jogged him in it, and he was very respectful to this bit. Now, I was still very careful with him at the gate. I didn't put him up near the gate. I brought him into position, but in the warm-up, in the post braid, and in turn going up to the gate, he was much better. I was really impressed with him. We went out of there. I could have dumped him in the 3 hole, and I said, I don't think so. No, I'm going to keep going. I put him on the front, and he almost falls asleep on the front end. I could see Aaron coming starting down the stretch on the TV there in the infield, coming to the half, and I just kind of shook the lines at him just to wake him up. And as soon as Aaron got to his sight, got to his periphery right here, it was game on. He fought him down the backstretch, and then Kurt Sugg came 3 deep, fought him in the last turn, and really fought on to win the race. He never stopped fighting from just past the half all the way to the wire, and raced very, very good. 3 wins in a row from him, and he was awesome. Really don't care. So nobody asked, but I'm going to tell you, the reason we opted to race her in an overnight race at the end of the year, obscurely when we're turning horses out right now, was because we had entered her in that $15,000 2-year-old open event that they've had. Sweeney and Prince Charmer raced in the colt division, and the filly one just didn't fill. So the race office had asked Jason, hey, we got a number as a 2. She looks like she fits, and she probably would have had she drawn 2, 3, or 4, but she drew the outside. The one thing I can say about her mechanics were good. Her attitude was perfect and on point. Followed awesome, moved her down the backstretch. You know, she's in with aged horses. And Northfield today, you have to understand that. For those of you that are out there gamblers right now, you know, because you've seen the transition of times at Northfield Park since they put the pylons where they're supposed to go, I believe. Different times, different races, different makeups. And, you know, that mile tonight off the fractions laid down in front of her was a pretty decent mile tonight. I was happy with every facet of her game. I thought that maybe we shot her a little bit this week and she was a little tender on her feet. Did she seem as strong as she did when I qualified her at the Meadows? No, she did not. But she did everything perfect. So aside from an okay finish in 5th, everything about what she did tonight, her entire body of work tonight, was an A+ across the board. So very happy with her. She can go out to the field now. We'll let her grow up and start getting her ready for her 2021 sophomore season. And Merchant Man. Merchant Man is a ordinary animal. I would say he was about as good as I was in the basketball team. Good enough to bring in, not good enough to give the ball to in the last minute, right? You can throw the odd pickup, and I can shoot, but I'm not the guy that gets the ball in the last dying seconds of the game, not generally speaking. And Merchant Man is a lot like that. He's all of us on the golf course. Rarely breaks 100, makes the odd putt, not dangerous from outside 100 yards. That's Merchant Man. He's just a horse. And he raced okay tonight. I think you'll see a marginal improvement next week. We're going to take the toe weights off. Might even slide aluminums on him. I think his gait is cleaned up very, very nicely. I would like to see a little more power for him. He's a very tall horse, so he is growing and maturing still. You know, we'll probably, as I said, put some aluminums on him and race him next week and see how he races. I think we can squeeze a little more speed, raw speed out of him next week, and if given the same trip, I think I'll let him rock down the backstretch and take my shot at the leader rather than, you know, let him fall asleep 3rd over and expect him to pounce. But he didn't race bad. You know, the expectations are low. We bought him back for, what did we buy him back for, 18 or 19 or 20? And I think he is probably worth 20,000. So he'll make his way up through the classes right now. No, he won't. He'll make his way out of this class, and he'll bounce around in the next class, and then eventually somebody's going to probably buy him off us, and that's likely what'll happen with Merchant Man. But he's sound. He does his work. He's just a, you know, he's a grinder type you'll see him get better. He'll bounce up and go a big mile some night and be like, oh, he's getting better, and then he'll go and get beat again after that. So Merchant Man's an okay horse. He'll do us some good, not a lot of good. Won't buy the Christmas presents, but might buy the stuff that goes in the stockings. That's Merchant Man. And that's okay. That's okay. So for now, we are done. That's it for me for the evening. That's it for me until Saturday afternoon at the Meadows. I'm all done now, as I have to switch gears now. Tomorrow is baby day. Tomorrow we're going down to look at the babies at the Ohio Select Sale. We are going to bring you some videos, and then it all starts. Although it is only September the 14th, 2023, it may as well be January 1st, 2024 on Friday, because it all starts. Our yearling season starts on Friday. So I'll bring you guys videos. I appreciate, again, I saw a lot of people jump in and buy shares of the buckets. So I appreciate that again. Thank you. And I guess I suspect more people will jump in as you see what we're actually looking at. We're running my wife's car. That can be bad for business. As you see what we're looking at in the sale, a number of really good, intriguing looking pedigrees and horses and videos. So I'll bring you some more content tomorrow. We'll look through that together and buy some horses on Friday. So right now, I think the bucket B is approaching below 20%, which is really cool. I appreciate that. The partnership A, the bucket A, is, I believe, 29 or 28%. And then that premium horse is somewhere around 30, but I'm not worried about that. Once we buy that horse, those shares will be all gone. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to talk to you all very soon. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. But for now, we are all done for the day. Wait a second. Hold the phone. I almost did it again. Don't blame me. The calendar did not have Sunset Acres Girl on it. Right? It did the other day because she was racing at Northfield and it was on the USTA website. But you have to go to the fairs to find Sunset Acres Girl today, and she was a winner. Her 7th win of the year. So we had a winner with Think of Galaxies in the open mares pace. We had a win with Sunset Acres Girl in a fair. Good job, Donnie, Krista. And we had a winner with Wallop. So we had 3 states we were winners in today. Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Michigan, and a second in New York. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I almost did it. I almost forgot about Old Sunset, but not quite. You can't send me emails and say, how can you forget about this mare? She's won so many. I didn't, because it wasn't on the calendar. And I don't know if you're making that voice, and just in my head, that's the voice that I hear. So with that, I'll let you go. It is 12:20 a.m. now. It'd be nice to get a little sleep before I headed down to Ohio. So you get some sleep. I'll get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. Take care.